This is Leaf Life. All things cannabis for all people. Now, Ricker and the Bearded Lorax.
We publish a free magazine called The Leaf, and it's available in print in 14 motherfucking states at your local cannabis retailer, and also available online at leafmagazines.com. I'm Mike Ricker, your host of Leaf Life, with my partner and co-host Wes Abney, also known as the Bearded Lorax.
I speak for the trees.
And there's AJOG.
Hola, aloha OGs.
And Mary J. White.
Baked with love.
Welcome to the second half of this Leaf Life show called Home Grow. In just a moment, we'll get into how you too can have weed on command in your house or your yard, and we'll spin AJ's wheel to see what products Chase Thompson, who's the owner of SEER Clone House, this show's Greg the Guinea Pig, is going to be trying next. But first, it's time for Why Didn't I Think of That?
Why didn't I think of that?
Why didn't I think of that?
Wow, why didn't I think of that?
Because you were stoned.
There you go, Mary J. White. What's going on? What's the new technology out there? What's innovative in the cannabis world?
Let me tell you, darling, that I actually do wish I had thought of this, because these are gummies. And you know, I make gummies in my classes. People love the fucking gummies, right?
MaryJWhite.com. It's Everyday Mary J. If you're in Washington, you can get her little make it at home, your own edible kit. What's the terminology?
Cooking weed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And she has Grammy joints.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. But I do wish I had thought of this, because I'll just they're excited about this product. Okay. These new THCV gummies in the tantalizing strawberry acai flavor.
Acai.
Get ready for a flavor experience that transcends the ordinary. They've introduced the dynamic duo of THCV and apple cider vinegar.
Oh,
okay. So the whole point of these is they're supposed to be really good for you, because THCV, that's the cannabinoid known for its appetite suppressing and energy boosting capabilities, right? So it's not just a snack, it's your secret weapon for staying in shape.
THCV,
wow.
another minor cannabinoid.
Yeah.
THCA is basically Delta-9 THC, right?
Right, yeah.
Once it's heated, the A burns
it
off,
goes
and
away.
you just got THC, man.
Yeah, you do. And anyway, so these are supposed to be delicious and wonderful, and they've got 500 milligrams of apple cider vinegar in each delicious
Whatever
gummy.
that means.
Well, it's supposed to help you lose weight and keep you healthy.
Just takes the flavor down a little bit.
I really love this. This is like disruptive. I feel like I've always felt that cannabis is actually like a form of disruptive technology, if you will. It's not technology, but disruptive agriculture, perhaps, especially for the medical and dietary wholeness and wellness. Yeah. That is awesome to see it transcend into dietary wellness.
I know, but why didn't I think of it? That's the fucking question.
That's true.
Shit.
Yes.
Hey, Mary?
Yes, sir.
Acai you later.
Oh, you're so funny.
On the spot.
Thank you, Mary J. White. AJ, spin that wheel. Let's see what we got.
All right, y'all.
All righty. Round 2.
Okay, we got some Larry OG, baby.
Aye.
We love Larry OG. It's coming from Passiflora again. And I think I'm going to try the bong this time, y'all.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Passiflora, she's a pinch hitter.
Passiflora. Thank you, guys. So Passiflora is out of California, and I really appreciate all the Latino influence and some of the branding out there. I'll be honest, because I think that cannabis has always been tied to multicultural, to every race, really.
Well, yeah.
But as you all know, we've kind of seen a push out of the culture of cannabis, the roots culture. It's like kind of gotten pushed out of the industry, and we're seeing all this Chad White branding. So it's really nice to see something different. Unfortunately, you guys, I think I might be on my last. Oh no, we got one last match in here.
That's good. Because you need those matches for that fancy hemp wick.
Oh yeah.
She lights her hemp wick, and she uses that to light the weed. It's more pure.
It's just the true OG way. If you
good
got
flavor.
the supplies on you, bro, it's the hemp wick is the best.
AJ's on a roll today, Mary.
I know, she's all excited and happy and juicy. Yes, it's good.
Confident.
Yes.
AJ, you're awesome, by the way. Like a huge addition to the show. Ooh, the
Look at that. Exhale.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Bomb. Thank you, y'all.
She brings
Thank
it
you,
every time.
Passiflora.
Thank you.
You want to know what? That Larry OG immediately calmed me down. So
Oh, bummer.
that good
No.
energy, I liked
no.
it, but I literally felt myself like,
Ah,
okay. It's like leveling me out on some shit. So,
There goes the show,
hey,
man.
powerful medicine.
All right. So when we talk about weed on demand, obviously we've already touched on this, but not only can you point and click and have cannabis delivered to your house, but you can grow it in your backyard and cultivate it and cure it and have something to be proud of at home, that just like your tomatoes or your cucumbers that you developed. And you know, when you grow something, you have a relationship with it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And Mary, I don't grow my own weed, but I can imagine, you know, I have house plants.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yes.
fucking love my
The
house
same,
plants.
same.
I rub
Yeah.
them, I talk to them, and they
Yeah.
respond and they
I rub them.
expand. When you
He
grow
licks
your
them.
weed, is it hard to cull them when you have a relationship with them?
No.
Okay.
Because well, actually, it was when I was growing from seed, because you get, you know, every it's a weed.
Oh. You're
attached.
Almost everything sprouts, right? You're like, oh, babies. But now that I have delicious clones from my brother,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
but I have to make a really important point, though, you guys, that here in Washington State, if you grow a plant without a medical authorization, it's a felony.
Absolutely
felony.
insane.
Disclaimer.
And the Cannabis Alliance has been working for years to get this changed, and they're still working.
As it
But
should.
just don't blithely think you can just grow a plant in Washington, because you kind of can't.
Well, most people that listen to the show are not in Washington, thank goodness.
Right.
Because we're downloaded in 47 countries all over the world.
Yeah.
So you people out there, just make sure you check the rules
Local jurisdiction.
of your state, local jurisdiction. That's great.
specifically.
Because it might even just be a dry county or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But growing your own weed, if you do live in one of those states, is really a charming way
Yes.
to, just like, you know, making your own vegetables or raising your own beef.
They're my
or having a
babies.
farm.
I go out naked and talk to them every day.
I haven't gotten those videos, just for the record, of those pictures.
Well, yeah.
What you
I
got,
would
Wes?
encourage anyone to grow weed if you can accept the risk. So it might be illegal here
Some
or
true
in
OG
many
stuff right
places,
there.
but you're not being arrested for one plant. Even in Washington, they're looking for commercial operations.
Absolutely.
So they don't fuck with people over little things. But
Yeah, as long as
if
you don't
have
piss off a
plant
neighbor, you're
and then
in
you have
probably good shape.
kids and
for
your
sure.
neighbor calls because it's in
Yeah.
your backyard, not your garage.
Yeah.
They still do bust people for that.
Yeah.
But
Firearms
we
is also probably
Yeah.
an issue if you're growing and you have firearms at home.
anywhere
Absolutely.
in the United States that can be an issue. And we're still fighting for that right as well. The right to bear arms and be a cannabis user is not protected. Well, you can be an alcohol user or pharmaceutical pills.
All fucked up.
It's
Yeah.
strange.
It is. It
Yeah.
It's weird
Yeah.
to keep the plant locked down. And that's why we have to overgrow. And that was like an old concept from the early medical days of just spreading the plant Johnny Appleseed style.
Yeah.
And that
Right.
really is where it reaches a tipping point. And it did here in Washington in 2012, where people were like,
Yeah.
this shouldn't be illegal anymore. They saw the green crosses, they saw medical patients. And so the more we show the plant, the more we talk about growing it, the more people like you, Mary, who are so approachable,
Yes.
grow the plant and talk about it. It's like, oh, Mary's not a criminal. You don't look at her and think, oh, drug cartels, or
Heroin dealer.
gangbangers. Yeah, you see a human growing a plant.
Yeah.
And that's really the fundamental core of legalization, is freeing the plant. The commercial stuff, the ability to go to a store and buy it, that's all fantastic and amazing. But at the core, it's growing a plant
Right.
and having freedom.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes.
Yeah, and getting to
So
harvest the
powerful.
flower from your plant. And Ricker said it, I think you said it as well, Wes, like nothing feels better than it takes weeks, right? It takes
Yeah.
months. Putting time, putting love into it, and then harvesting it and it giving that love right back. And that's sad and unfortunate that can't happen everywhere yet. And we do need to free the plant for everyone.
Well, and
Yes.
it's grandma medicine. It's
It is.
original medicine. It's not alternative. It's not new age. This is from thousands of fucking years ago. God.
100%.
It's OG as it gets, y'all. Yes, straight up. And the plant is so amazing. It's literally, we call it a weed because it's classified as such and like in the plant kingdom spectrum. And I mean, it's going to proliferate no matter what, even if you just throw some seeds out there. Like you're like, I'm just going to throw them out there. See what happens. You'll have starts pop up. In Mexico, it's really interesting because there's certain towns in Mexico you can walk through, and literally walking through just the barrio areas, you're out at the market, little plants are like, there's little clones because some of the growers do that. They'll throw some of their seed out. If you find a clone
awesome.
that sprouted and came up, you pull it, you take it in home,
Nice.
But yeah, so I discovered that in my trips to Mexico, and I asked questions to some of the locals in Salita, and I learned that
They're just
was
spreading the
actually
love. They're truly spreading the love.
because the
That's very
medicine, it's hard to access the medicine, especially in places like that, and it's a part of our like roots culture. Pre-colonization.
It's an
So-
apothecary, has been for thousands of years, been discovered in tombs.
Apothecarium.
And I love Sayulita. I've surfed there, actually.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
Beautiful place.
Yes.
Beautiful place. I regulate
Beautiful.
there. I do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good. Same.
But I didn't find any weed plants growing on the side of the road. Next time, I'm
Oh.
going to look a little closer.
Yes,
Trust
look
me.
closer.
My buddy Gustavo there is my plug, so it's fun to
There
look
you
up
go. You got
Gustavo.
your plug.
What's up, Gus?
That's right. Blocked down from the beach. I know where you're at, Ricker.
Well, it's irrational to be scared of a plant. And that is something that to me has always been totally at contrast with cannabis as a drug. And I remember the first time I saw a weed plant was in a High Times magazine a long time ago. And I was buying weed, but you buy weed back then, it was like little brown nugs. It didn't look beautiful.
Yeah.
But I remember opening it and seeing a plant, being like, this is beautiful. This looks like an orchid. This looks like a
Yes.
rose. It has colors and it's like, what? Why would you be scared of that? Like, I can understand being scared of a heroin processing facility,
Oh, yeah.
or of cocaine the way it's developed.
Yeah.
But being scared of that is irrational,
Right.
for us as humans. And we're so detached from our food system. We're detached from plants in general,
Yes.
especially in major cities. People live completely indoor lives where they're never grounded,
Yeah.
bare
Yep.
feet to dirt.
Yeah.
So we're not even as humans living the way we really were intended to, evolutionary wise. And the plant is something that's come with us. That's why we have an endocannabinoid system.
Yep.
That's why cannabinoids are in breast milk. You cannot deny that it's integral to our lives.
Yeah.
And farming and planting things too, it just makes you feel good.
It sure does.
So I would encourage people, do your research. If it is illegal and you have kids or you have certain situations, you need to accept your risk. But if you feel that you can take that risk, you're probably not going to get in a lot of trouble if you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
And you won't regret growing a plant
No.
and
You're
having
right.
that connection.
Yeah.
Right.
So true.
Absolutely.
All right, Chase, now it's time for you to play Which is Higher?
Digging deep and asking the question, which is higher?
What you got for me, Ricker?
Tanzania or Tasmania?
Tanzania. Kilimanjaro. I learned that today.
Higher.
Well, you got 2 out of 3, man. Not bad.
Smart. Pretty
Yeah,
smart.
I'm worried about this one. It's going to come back and bite me in the
This
ass.
one's a
I
little
probably-
easier.
Okay.
Just giving you the heads up.
That
bro.
means I'm
All
going
right,
to
you
really
ready?
fuck it up.
Which is higher? The highest point of elevation in the Rocky Mountains or the highest point of elevation in the Sierra Mountains?
I thought you said this was easier.
No, I lied. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Sierras.
Yeah.
He's correct.
It just sounded like it wouldn't be, so it had to be. Right.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
Second timer.
Yeah, I'm getting
So
it.
the highest point of the Rockies is 14,440 feet. Believe this or not. The highest point of the Sierras is 14,505 feet. We're talking
Wow.
about 65 feet in difference.
Wow.
So if a rock fell off a mountain in the Sierras, they would then be the same size as the other one.
At the very tip top, yeah.
Yeah,
It would have to be a 67-foot rock. All right, number 2.
Nice.
Which is higher, the tallest man in the world in this century or the tallest man in the world in the last century?
What?
He's looking to the heavens.
Well, the reason at Pike Place Market, there's the tall man, and that's why it's making me want to go last.
Last century.
It's making me want to go last century.
He's right.
Wow. Okay. Thank you, Pike Place. Thank you.
An OG Seattle reference
That's
there.
The tallest man in the world today, Sultan Kosen of Turkey, is still living and stands at 8 feet 2 inches.
Wow, 8 feet 2 inches.
Robert
Oh my God.
Wadlow from the United States, who was born in 1918, stood at 8 feet 11 inches.
Dude, any one of
That's a
those
lot.
people could step on me, you guys. I swear.
I just worry about like where my head would be at to them.
AJ, how tall are you? 5 foot?
5 foot allegedly.
5 feet? Yeah, he's almost twice as tall as you.
Yeah.
I'm having such a visual right now.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Mary's thinking of the mountain and his girlfriend.
Mary's a dirty granny.
All right, number 3. Which is higher? Jerry Garcia in 1965 on 3 hits of window pane acid during one of Ken Kesey's psychedelic art-infused acid tests in the Haight District of San Francisco, while the band played a 45-minute stream of consciousness jam called Space, or AJ OG, today's pinch hitter?
You know, when we started this, I knew who the answer was going to be, and it's AJ. Yeah, easy. She's getting out of her 3rd session here, so
We sesh before and after the show, y'all. So.
no doubt, easy.
HQ right here. It's like open the door. It's like, dude, where's my car, bro? Cheech and Chong, all the things. You don't know who you're gonna find back there.
Chase, where can we find you on social media?
You can find us at I_502_clone_house, and that's because we've had to reopen it 7 different times.
Jesus, bro. What about you personally?
You can find me 710 Phantom. I just stay on the business social
At 710 Phantom.
At 710 Phantom.
Thank you so much for being on the Leaf Life podcast again, brother.
Thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate you guys.
Good job, Chase.
Thank you.
Wes, next week, gut health.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, it's important.
It's
Very.
really
Your
important.
microbiome.
Your gut controls your mind.
Download this and all Leaf Life episodes at leafmagazines.com. And please subscribe on YouTube at Leaf Life Podcast V2. Now get ready for another episode of Stony Baloney, which is also available at leafmagazines.com. And please be kind to animals.
Your hosts for Leaf Life are Mike Ricker and Wes Abney. Leaf Life is produced by Mike Daly. Some of the music heard is provided by purple-planet.com. Every bit of cannabis you use is female, so please respect the ladies. Leaf Life is brought to you by Leaf Nation, featuring Alaska Leaf, Oregon Leaf, Northwest Leaf, Maryland Leaf, Amsterdam Leaf, and California Leaf. On the shelf now in your local retailer. Now, please stay tuned for this week's edition of Stony Baloney by Mike Ricker.
Stony Baloney by Mike Ricker.
LMFAO. We all know what this means, right? But in case you've been held hostage in a dental office waiting room for the past decade, tortured with easy listening music and 9-month-old gossip magazines, it's an acronym for laughing my fucking ass off, which implies that someone is overcome with a howling expression of jubilation. And this reflex is so genuine that it goes beyond the ability to contain one's composure. This is not a giggle. This is not a smirk. This is a response to something that is so inherently funny that it results in the physical release of happiness expressed without restraint. The person is not just laughing. They are laughing hysterically. He or she who is using this language almost always through texting is only chuckling. Maybe. They are not laughing hysterically at all. They are pretending to do so by channeling their emotions into contemporary terminology that seemingly does it for them, while the actual expression of this joy, whatever level it is still contained within their mind and body. Kind of like being held captive in a dental office. Imagine standing in front of someone and telling them that you are laughing your fucking ass off. They would say, "No, you aren't." The reply would be, "Right, but I think it's really funny." And the other person would say, "Then why aren't you laughing?" Yet, when an individual sends this expression through their mobile device, their intent is to have us believe they are a fun-loving, outgoing friend who drinks up life with a reckless sense of humor. Realistically, however, this person spends an average of 8 to 12 hours a day being entertained through a digital screen with very little to no reaction at all. Just because you say something doesn't make it true. BTW. Cannabis is my BFF.
Stony baloney. Some of the wardrobe, including Ricker or Wes's sick lids, is provided by Grassroots California. Check out the dopeness at grassrootscalifornia.com.
These products have intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming.
Marijuana can impair concentration, coordination, and judgment.
Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence of this drug.
There may be health risks associated with consumption of these products.
For use by adults 21 and older.
Keep out of the reach of children.